Hello and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be following a slightly different format to what I've been doing recently. If you watched a recent-ish video where I basically explained, I'm going to be changing up the process. Before I begin though, if you'd like to see more videos like these ones, please hit the subscribe button and destroy the bell button so that you never miss an upload. So, what you'll probably be looking at round about now will be my Katachan army. I took pictures of before. I'll be doing similar things like this in the future, hopefully with some lovely backgrounds. I might even ask if people want to send some stuff in, which you can always find on my Facebook page. Hopefully I'll put a link in the comments or the description down below. So what we'll be talking about, if I've done a decent or half decent good golly gosh thumbnail, will be the Manticore. So you probably already twigged that. So what we'll do is we'll go through what I like to do, which is basically a rules review. And because I'm not showing you the rules, then I don't think I'm going to get in trouble, to be honest. So what we'll do is we'll talk about the rules, and we'll make a decision somewhere in the region of which kind of regiment you should probably choose. So anyway, the Manticore itself is a heavy support choice. Power level of 8 if you didn't hear that then. It has a weapon skill 6, well it is a vehicle after all. A strength of 6, toughness 7, wounds 11, 7 leadership, and a 3-up save. Which is pretty good for a basic tank in the guard army. Ballistic skill starts at 4 when it's on 6 to 11 wounds left, then 3 to 5 wounds left it's got 5, and then 1 to 2 wounds it's on 6, so you're pretty much not going to be doing very well at that point anyway. Attacks we're not even going to really be talking about. Movement, again, you're not really going to be doing much with it unless you're trying to escape. I don't see really why you would. Well, we'll get onto that in a minute anyway. So the Manticore is a single model equipped with 4 Storm Eagle rockets and a heavy bolter, so that's pretty much why you would as well. And we'll get onto that in a sec. 4 Storm Eagle rockets, basically. I'll read the profile for that. You have a range of 120 inches, which is pretty darn good. Anywhere on the board, practically. Well, anywhere on the board. Heavy 2d6, that's how many shots you get each time you fire. Strength 10, which is pretty cushy, and an AP value of -2. So your lovely Space Marine friends are going to be getting a 5-up Guardsman save. How very fun. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, 3, 4, 5, yeah, cool. And a Terminator is going to become a Scion with a 4-up save. Ha ha ha. It does D3 damage, not just a flat one, but it's okay. This heavy weapon, this is also the abilities, this heavy weapon can target units that are not visible to the bearer. A model can only fire 1 Storm Eagle rocket each per turn. Each Storm Eagle rocket can only be fired once per battle. So, from turns 1 to 4, you have got all of your weapons. Beyond that, it is armed with a heavy bolter, which you can swap out for a heavy flamer. It does say you can take items from the vehicle equipment list, which would be things like even a heavy stubber, but you're probably going to be keeping this behind cover, which is the main deal more often than not, and you can turn it into a little harassing unit or blocker unit if you want on the 5th and 6th turn. If it's still got all its wounds left, it could possibly make a up to 18-inch movement, which is okay. Yeah, so basically it has smoke launchers as well. You know, that works basically once per game. Instead of shooting, where again, unless it's your last turn, why would you do it? Subtract 1 from all hit rolls ranged weapons that target this vehicle, which is okay. But it is a single model. Excuse me, do apologise. So, I mean, with the heavy bolt and the heavy flamer, it's kind of, if you want to keep points low, give it the heavy bolter. If you want to send it off on its little mission, a suicide mission with a flamer, then you could do that later on. I'd still maybe lean with a heavy bolter. because you can. It's got the same stats except it's heavy 3 and it's got a better range clearly. So if you are within radius, so basically being able to see, you could stick the heavy bolter on it and fire at that as well. But your main key thing here is the Storm Eagle rockets, which is heavy 2d6, which gives you a variety between 2 shots and 12 shots, which is pretty good at strength 10. So the main deal with this guy is you're going to be aiming this at basically vehicles or very heavy, so things like Terminators and stuff. You can't target characters unless they're the closest, but again, you can wipe out a good chunk of infantry easily, but you wouldn't probably aim this at other guardsmen or the likes, but you can target anyone you want on the board, which is pretty good. Let's have a little look at the... Should we have a look at the stratagems? I think we will. I'll have a look at the stratagems, and I'll have a quick look through them, as ever. I mean, I should know most of them by now, to be honest. We'll have a quick glance. Vortex Missile, that is for the other one. The Death Strike, fire in my position, that is... Unit slain, no, okay. Nope. Crush them, so this is okay, but you're going to be more using it for your Bane Blades and stuff, which basically means stratagem, 1 command point, an astronomical vehicle in your army can charge even if it is advanced in the following fight phase. Attacks made by the unit hit on a 2+. Basically mean you can nearly auto hit with your strength 6 attacks, which is okay, but not the best. Not the best. It's a desperate gambit if you're going to be doing that. Aerial Spotter. No, ignore that one. That's for a Basilisk or a Wyvern. Jury Rigging. 1 command point. A vehicle from your army can heal up to 1 wound, but it cannot move, charge, or pile in. So again, you could do that and just heal it back, pretty much. That's not it. These are things that are not applicable, which is going to be most of these, to be honest. Defensive Gunners, vehicle hits on a 5 or 6, which you could do, but again, it's a desperate gambit. So 1 command point, Astromitarian vehicle. When unit fires, Overwatch this phase, this successfully hits on a 5 or a 6 instead of a 6. So again, it's okay, but you're probably not going to be planning on using that. Recon, no, because that's a Scout Sentinels, Vengeance for Cadia, so that's good if you have Cadian units. Select one of your Astromitarian units, shoots or fire Overwatch, reroll failed hit and wound rolls for this unit until that unit. If this unit target Chaos until the end of the phase. Again, only if you're going against Chaos, to be honest. The rest are pretty much mainly for infantry, to be honest, so we will ignore the rest of those, but what we will do is have a quick look at the regimental doctrines. If I can find them, let's have a quick look on the index. So, regimental doctrines, here we go. Do apologise for my voice. It's a bit later on, and I probably need a bit of a drink, to be honest. So the obvious choice, I think the easy choice, is to pick Cadians here. Reroll hits of 1 in the shooting phase with this doctrine if it did not move, which obviously there's more to it, but it's not going to apply to the Manticore today. So rerolling hits of 1 are pretty good. You're going to be hitting 50% of the time, but with the reroll of 1s, it's going to be closer to a Space Marines ballistic skill, but not dead on, but close. Another good one, which genuinely is a good one, is the Catchtron. Rather surprisingly, that's what I've got as the background. That's weird, isn't it? But the thing that applies is each time a vehicle fires a ranged weapon that makes a random number of attacks, e.g. heavy d6, heavy 2d6. It's almost as if they're basically telling you there. You can reroll 1 of the dice used to determine the number of attacks made. So, with each time you fire, obviously you're going to roll 2 dice and you can reroll 1 of them. meaning that if one of them's a 1 or a 2, just go nuts and reroll that. If it's like a 3 or a 4, just stick with it. You are better off. I mean, yeah, that's what we'll go with. Another great one, obviously I'm a little bit biased with my Valhallan flavourings. Vehicles with this doctrine that have a damage table double the number of wounds they have remaining for the purposes of determining what characteristics are. Meaning that these guys are going to be firing on their full ballistic skill for nearly all of what is left. We'll go back to that and just have a quick look at it later on. Again, I'll keep saying we. It's me looking at it, but you're looking at the other models. Anyway, irrelevant. So voice train's not going to apply to it because it's not heavy 24-inch range or rapid fire, so we're going to ignore those guys. Vehicles with this doctrine treat attacks against them with an AP of -1 as having a AP of 0, which is good, pretty darn good. And here we go. So Talan, swift as the wind. Vehicles with this doctrine do not suffer the penalty for their hit rolls when moving and firing heavy weapons. If a Titanic vehicle with this doctrine advances, we're going to ignore that right now. But basically, you can move as far as you want. So you can move that 12 inches and still fire your heavy 2d6 and hit on 4s when you're at full ballistic skill. That is pretty snazzy, to be honest. I was going to say nifty, but then I didn't want to sound like I was going to swear. So, Milton to Pestis, that's not applying to us. Mordian vehicles, you can add 1 to hit rolls. Doctrine, firing over within 3 inches of one or more other friendly vehicles. So again, hitting on a 5 or 6 without use of command point, but I think to make a tactic around it, I mean, if you've got Mordians, you're playing Mordians, that's how it would apply, but my choices would be probably first with the Cadians. Catchjans would be good. Ooh, I'm torn. So I like Valhallans, but I think the Talan... So Talan, swift as the wind, being able to fire heavy weapons without the ballistic skill problems. The downside to that is you're probably going to be camping this guy behind a big building, hill or something where it's not going to get seen anywhere, so you don't really have to worry about the movement thing, I believe. So that would leave me to lean towards the Kastchan or the Cadians, and in this instance I'm going with Cadians because of the camping capabilities again. So we'll have a quick look just to see where are we. Manticore, thank you. And the thing I was going to look at is the wounds characteristic. So if you choose the Valhallan, it says you basically it says you are half the number of wounds that you currently are on for determining the weapon, the characteristics. So if you are on blah 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 blah, so we've got 11 wounds in total. So in order to start going down in the ballistic skill and all the rest of the weapons, you would have to be on 5 wounds, 6 wounds, and then 5 wounds when you start going down. So if it counts as half, basically it's like having twice as many. So you would have to start being down to like 3 wounds. Is that correct? Good gosh, I haven't looked at these rules in a long while. I do apologise, guys. And I think, to be honest, let's have a look. Oh, we're doing pretty good for the voice recording. We're on 14 minutes, and it's doing a little flash at me now. So what I'll do is, I don't think there's anything else that would apply to it, to be honest. So I'm voting Cadians. Tell me in the comments down below where you would vote. Would you think the Catchjans are best, or would you completely think I'm irrelevant and you would go for the Talan? Let me know in the comments down below if you like the new format, if you want to put more pictures, if you want me to do some of your pictures of your armies, then put them on my Facebook page, or just let me know in the comments down below and we'll arrange something. And as ever, thank you very much for watching.